Let's see how this goes. Try to find, yeah, right about here. This will be the first time I set up this new, to me, Renogy Suitcase solar panel. Only thing I've done with it so far was open it up in the house and I put on power pole connectors. A little iffy if I wanted to do that, but that's the way all my stuff is, so. Off the bat, I'm pretty well pleased with the quality of this thing. It's should fit my needs pretty well. Oh, yeah, that worked well. Oh, we'll be right about there, I think. Now, I'm in the backyard. It's pretty well shaded, but maybe I should rearrange the camera. All right, that's a little better. As I was saying, I'm in the backyard. It's pretty well shaded throughout the year, which is fine because this is going to be used a lot for camping, and campgrounds are usually full of trees around here, and I will not always have the most ideal conditions for charging, so good real world test. What I got here is a little battery box I made with a 30 amp hour LiPo battery in it. I use it for portable radio and general camping applications like blowing up air mattress, that kind of stuff. So on the back of this I have a port for power poles that goes into a Jenison charge controller, which goes to the battery. So I should just have to take this one plug and plug it into the box, and away I go. So there, I just plugged it in. You can see the green light is blinking rapidly, meaning it's charging. While I do have some voltmeters or meters that will give me all kinds of data, I'm just curious to see how long this takes to charge on average conditions. I'm not going to get too caught up in the weeds. On here is a voltmeter, and we're at 13.4 volts. So it's roughly 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll come back in an hour and see where we're at. All right, we're about 2 hours in. Starting to get a little partial sun on it. Not much, but that's kind of the point of this test. See what we get with. Yep, still at 13.4 volts, which I expected. But it is charging. So I said I wasn't going to get scientific, but you gotta get a little data. Looked up the watt meter power analyzer from PowerWorks between the battery box and the old, it's brand new, the solar charger. So we're pulling in a 1/4 amp. So yeah, not a whole lot, but again, we're in the shade. All right, I think we can all appreciate what I was trying to demonstrate here with being in the shade, but I got direct sunlight right over there. The whole point of this panel system is that it's easily. Okay, I just noticed that the wireless mic battery was dead, so you probably didn't get any audio from me coming to the conclusion that I should move this portable solar panel into the full sun. you know, like I said, starting off, I want to do an experiment to see how long it would take if I'm in the less than ideal conditions. When I checked it with the meter before, I was drawing about a 1/4 amp, maybe 0.33 at the max. So 1/4 amp, a 1/3 amp. So I know how it works in the shade. I couldn't just let the thing sit in the shade when 20 feet over is direct sunlight, so I moved everything over just like this thing's made to be. Pick it up, move it around, get the most out of it. That's the whole point of this. So I moved it over here. Now we're getting 3 amps, so much better. One thing I should point out, the directions for the Genesun say to keep this where you get some good airflow. Obviously sealed up in this Apache hard case, you're not going to get a lot of airflow, but this thing is still cool to the touch, and we're not going like gangbusters. We don't have a huge array set up, so I think it's going to be fine. I'll just leave it closed like this, but obviously I shouldn't say I'm no dummy. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I am smart enough to keep an eye on that. I don't want to wreck anything. All part of the experimentation here. So I just moved that guy over, and I'm expecting that we look at this little gauge here for the volts. It'll be no change. Oh, look at that. This up a little bit. It was up right at 13.4, so we gained 1 notch on the belt. So that was 3 hours worth of charging to get 1 little bump up. Now that we're gone from roughly a 1/4 amp draw to 3 amps, this should go up quite a bit. All right, it's a little bit before 1. I moved the setup again because I could, and now you can see we're pretty much fully charged. Clouds come over and we're drawing 1.7275 amps. Before I was up to 3, so I think 3 amps on direct sun should be pretty good. For the fun of it, I took out my power film 30 watt and charging on my Denko 6 amp hour LiPo batteries, and we got the blinky screen going, but it's pulling about 0.9, between 0.6 and 0.9 amps. It's fluctuating a little bit, probably because I got half of it covered up, but so right in lines with what I'm expecting. This is somewhere between 25% and 30% of that guy, which makes sense. Now my 30 amp hour battery was probably 2/3 of the way charged when I started this, so it took maybe 3.5-4 hours to get it to where it's at, so not too bad. Again, a lot of the time, probably half the time, it was in shady areas, so not optimal. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this initial go, and I'm looking forward to using this thing out in the field a little bit. It's going to be used a lot for camping. It'll be used for amateur radio, field events like field day, parks on the air gatherings, that type of thing. And just around the house, I'm going to do more and more solar around here. By no means am I going to go off grid, but I'm going to supplement what I can, especially with my batteries and stuff for amateur radio and camping. My goal is to be off grid as far as that goes. So with that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, folks.